Have you ever wondered why no matter how hard you try to be good, something inside you still sabotages your peace? Why do you say yes when you mean no? Why do you keep going back to the same destructive patterns, people, and places you swore you'd walk away from? Why do you wake up with a mask on and fall asleep feeling hollow? It's not because you're broken. It's because there's a part of you you've never met, or worse, refused to meet. Carl Jung called it the shadow, and until you face it, it will own you. You were taught to be kind, to be polite, to follow the rules, to smile when you're hurting, and never make others uncomfortable with your pain. So you became good. But being good came at a cost. Everything you didn't want to be got buried deep inside. Anger, envy, lust, greed, neediness, fear, rage, all of it didn't disappear. It went underground. You didn't kill it. You just shoved it into the basement of your mind. And now, it whispers through your triggers. It screams through your breakdowns. It sabotages your relationships, your self-worth, your peace. Jung said, "One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious." And that's the truth you were never told. Until you meet your shadow, it will define your life without your permission. Your shadow is not evil. It's not demonic. It's not your enemy. It is simply everything you've disowned about yourself. The parts you were told were too much or not enough. The feelings that were rejected by your parents, your culture, your school, your church. You buried them to survive. But what helped you survive as a child is now killing your authenticity as an adult. Jung saw the shadow as the rejected self, the true you, locked in exile. And here's the kicker. The more you run from it, the more it runs your life. The shadow leaks through sarcasm, through addiction, through judgment, through self-sabotage, through perfectionism, through manipulation disguised as niceness. This is not weakness. This is what it means to be human. You are not just the part of you that wins. You are the part of you that bleeds. And if you keep pretending otherwise, you'll never be whole. To hide the shadow, you created a persona, a public face. Your persona is the version of you that wins approval. It's the polite voice, the charming smile, the achievements, the filtered photos, the "I'm fine" when you're falling apart inside. But here's the truth. Your persona is a performance, and it's exhausting. Because behind the curtain, the shadow is waiting, watching, smoldering. And when you're tired, when you're heartbroken, when you lose control, it surfaces. And you wonder, why did I say that? Why did I do that? Because you didn't say it. Your shadow did. You didn't explode. The part of you you ignored finally did. This is not about blaming yourself. It's about finally seeing yourself. Jung said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." It's not fate. It's your shadow starving to be seen. What happens when you ignore your shadow? You live a life of quiet misery. You attract partners who mirror your wounds. You chase success, but feel empty when you get it. You people please yourself into emotional exhaustion. You blame others for what you refuse to face in yourself. The worst part? You begin to mistake the mask for your true self. You forget who you are beneath the roles, the labels, the expectations. Jung didn't promise that confronting the shadow would be easy. He said it would be necessary. Because the longer you avoid your darkness, the more it distorts your light. You don't overcome the shadow by destroying it. You integrate it. You listen to it. You acknowledge it. You stop judging it as bad. You say, "I see you. I know why you're here. Let's walk together." And when you do that, something incredible happens. You become real. You no longer need to pretend to be perfect. You no longer fear what people think. You stop needing to control everything. Why? Because what's already been embraced inside you can't be used against you. When you integrate the shadow, your wounds become wisdom. Your anger becomes boundaries. Your fear becomes clarity. Your darkness becomes direction. This is what Jung called individuation, the journey toward becoming your full, authentic self. But don't be mistaken, wholeness has a cost. You will outgrow people. You will disappoint those who liked your mask better. You will feel alone, often, because most people live in denial. They don't want to meet their shadow. They want comfort. You chose truth, and truth can be lonely, but it's the only place where freedom lives. You are not born to be perfect. You are born to be whole, and wholeness is messy. It's raw. It's real. It's holy. So now, the question is no longer, how do I become unshakable? The real question is, am I ready to meet the part of me that I fear most? Because only then can you be free. You are not just the light. You are the darkness too. And the moment you embrace that, no one, not rejection, not betrayal, not even failure can destroy you. Because you've already faced the only enemy that ever mattered, yourself. And you made peace. If this spoke to something deep in you, write in the comments, I choose wholeness. And remember, this is just the beginning. There is more to uncover. And in the next part of the journey, we'll go deeper. Together.